Blood Flow, a Jeff the Killer love story. Chapter 1. My eyes flutter open as my phone vibrates out of control. Ugh. I grunt frustrated. It's Saturday and I forgot to turn off my freaking alarm. I tried to go back to sleep, but it was no use. I got up and got dressed in ripped jeans and an Iron Maiden concert t-shirt. I did my short brown hair and lined my dark blue eyes with eyeliner. I slipped on my checkerboard Vans and headed downstairs. I saw my puppy laying on the couch. He was so cute. "Ozzy, come here, boy," I whispered to him. The small miniature Doberman gets up, snuggles in my arms. I laugh at him and give him a big kiss. "Come on, sweetheart, we're going for a walk." I put his harness on him and we leave the house. As we walk past the playground, my dog starts to bark. "Shh!" I attempt to hush him. He starts to back away. Ozzy has never looked so scared in his life, I say to myself. Then I look up to see what he was so terrified of. "Hello. Hope, is it?" A man laughs as he slowly walks towards me. I start to back away slowly. The man was wearing a black dress pants and a white hoodie. He had black hair, about as long as mine, maybe a bit shorter. His face was covered by his hood. The only thing I could see was an evil smile that was literally ear to ear. "What do you want from me?" I asked, trying my best to sound calm. He smirked, clearly telling that I was scared. "I want you to go to sleep," he screams, pouncing on me. He pulls out a knife and aims it right at my throat. I screamed and my dog ran over and bit the man's hand. He screamed in pain as his hand gushed his blood. He dropped the knife. I quickly grabbed it and got up. I saw his full face. He was completely white. It looked like he was smiling from ear to ear, because he was. He must have cut it open or something. But the worst part were his eyes. He had no eyelids. His eyes never closing. Ringed and black. I held the knife out, not knowing how to use it, just hoping it would scare him off. He stood up laughing, that evil laugh again. "See you later, Hope." He turned around and walked into the forest. I stood there in shock. What in the world just happened? I picked up Ozzy and ran home crying. When I got home, everyone was still sleeping. Good, I thought. I brought my dog up to my room and sat on my couch, just thinking. I gave my dog a few more kisses. Without him, I would have been dead. I must have been crying pretty hard because my younger brother, Rhett, came into my room. "Hope, what are you doing up? It's 7:30 on a Saturday morning." Then he looked up and saw my face. "What's wrong?" he asked, practically running to my side. "It's nothing. Just a bad dream," I reassured him. He looked at me sadly and said okay. He gave me a big hug and walked out. My brother is 15, and I'm 17. We have always been really close though, and I've never lied to him, so it broke my heart that I didn't tell him the truth. But it was for the best, right? Chapter 2. I was up all morning watching old Family Guy episodes. It was 9:30 when I finally heard my mom downstairs. Trying not to disturb my dog, who was laying on my lap, I got up and checked the mirror. "Damn it," I mumbled under my breath. My eyes were a swollen, puffy mess from crying. I grabbed some makeup and tried to cover up as best I could. Well, it was a little bit better. Still noticeable. I couldn't tell my mom I was almost killed. Looks I'll have to play the whole dad card again. I walked downstairs and tried to avoid my mom and just get some breakfast. "Well, you're up early," she says, not looking up from the newspaper she was reading. "Yeah, I was just going to grab an apple and go back up to my room." What does she mean by early? 9:39. Giving me a good look, she She motions me to come to her. She gives me a big hug. Honey, is this about your dad again? I started to tear up at the thought of Dad. I shook my head as tears rolled down my face. Hope, it's been almost a year since your father was murdered. We need to start moving on. Trust me, that's what he would want. I nod my head slightly and walk away without saying a word. I went up in my room and started to cry. I miss my dad so much. I used to be so close to him. He was on a business trip in Seattle when he was brutally gutted. I knew that he shouldn't have gone. Sweetheart, my mother yells up at me. Me and Red are going to the store to shop for a present for Sarah. Her birthday is next week. Will you be okay alone? I'll be fine. It was a little embarrassing that my younger brother has a girlfriend and I'm still a single loser. But I really like Sarah. I was finally calmed down and I decided to take a nap. I laid down on my bed and drifted off into sleep. I dreamt about that guy. I didn't scream though when he pulled a knife out. I just asked why. He just stood there and laughed. I woke up shaking. I really need some fresh air. Now I knew this was a bad idea, but I couldn't help myself. Plus I wouldn't go far. I put on a purple hoodie, then walked outside. It was really foggy. I started walking to Sarah's house to talk to her. She was like my only friend. I could trust her. I felt warm breath on my neck. I felt my heart skip a beat and I didn't want it to. But it did, and very slowly I turned around and saw him standing there. But it was odd, I didn't see a knife in his hands like I did the last time. Hey, he said, smirking. Hi? I managed to shut her out. Hope, there's no need to be scared. Are you kidding? You tried to kill me like, what, 4 hours ago, and now you're telling me to not be scared? Yes, he replied. I looked at him confused. He gave me a cute little smile and started to walk away. Wait! I grabbed his wrist. You know my name, so now I want to know yours. Letting go of his wrist, he looks up. I'm Jeff. I smiled. That name suited him pretty well. When will I see you again? I ask as he walks away. Soon, he says to me. I must have been smiling huge because when I got to Sarah's house, her mom answered the door and asked me if I met a boy. What? No! I say, trying to sound like I really didn't. Okay then. She gave me a wink. Sarah's up in her room. Thanks, I say as I walk up the stairs. She's laying on her bed listening to her iPod. When she sees me, she gives me a big old hug and asks me if I'm okay. Why do you ask? Well, Rhett kinda texted me saying that you were up crying. I probably turned bright red. I was just thinking about my dad. I tell her. She gives me another hug and looks like she's going to cry. No, don't cry. I have some news, I say, trying to calm her down. What? You're going to think I'm crazy, but there's a guy. Sarah cut me off. Oh my god, now we can have double dates. He tried to kill me. Her smile faded away. She was going to say something, but I just shushed her and kept talking. He tried to kill me at like 7 this morning, but he didn't, obviously. I cried all morning before I decided I should come and talk to you. On my way here, I saw him again. He didn't threaten me, though. It was just weird. I got his name, and he said he'd see me around. Sarah looked speechless, then gave me a joking look. You like him, she says, poking me. I blush a little and look at the floor. Oh my god, Hope. I didn't think you really did. I look up at her, tears in my eyes. What's wrong with me? I whisper. I don't know. She looks at me. Do you want me to walk you home? No, I don't want you to get hurt. I give her a hug and leave. Walking back to my house, all I could think about was Jeff. His face was horrific at first glance, but now I kinda liked it. Why didn't he kill me? I asked myself aloud. I just wasn't in the mood, Jeff said in a joking tone. Where the hell did you come from? I asked him, part joking, part actually curious. I just happened to see you and thought, let's go mess with Hope. I smiled at him. We walked in silence for what seemed like forever when he finally said, You know, you're basically leading a psycho killer to your house, right? I stopped and thought for a second. If you're a killer, then seriously, why didn't you kill me? He looked just as stumped as I did. Usually, after I kill someone, I have no regrets whatsoever. In fact, I feel sorta happy. He smiled. There's something about you. I don't know why, but I couldn't let you die. I blushed. Big time. He gave me that cute little smile again. I socked him in the shoulder, and we walked to my house.